Good morning. Good morning. Uh, did a wonderful bike ride. It's a beautiful morning. Oh, it's so beautiful. It looks like the face tracking thing's not working. All right. I'll try it again. There we go. Okay, Google. Set living room light color to cool white. Cool white. All right, let's see if I can read some of my stuff I was wanting to talk about. This is something I've said before, but it's amazing we are all alive together at the same time. It's kind of a miracle. There's been like, I don't know how many people alive throughout history or anything, but then on the other hand, unfortunately, many people are assholes, I guess. Let's see. On that, another thing on that notion is, so I listened to this Jim Rohn or Jim Rome. I'm not sure. I've seen it on YouTube both ways. So I don't know. I don't know if people know what his real name is or what the deal is there. But anyway, he was telling some story, and like some guy told him that there's really only 5 really nasty people in the world, but they move around a lot, so you might bump into one occasionally. You know. And in my experience, it's been a little worse than that. But overall, I just avoid people, so I don't really have much trouble anymore. It's the ones that you think are your friends that are the worst ones, you know. Oh boy. Or even your girlfriend or something, you know. Oh boy. I just saw some sad data about like men and women and cheating, and my guess is it's sadly accurate, but I ain't gonna get into that because I don't remember the numbers, and it's kind of depressing anyway. So, but anyway, so, and on the notion of that you can't trust people because you can't, because they give you no reason to trust them. So, and to always be like, don't be so, you're too controlling. It's not too controlling to want like very bare minimum things from people that you're involved with, you know. I wasn't wanting much really. Oh gosh. But you know, the general narrative, it's always a man's fault. That's society. It's the way society has been, but it's starting to change a little bit. So hopefully things will get even better. But yeah, as far as life goes, we live like kings. I mean, it's amazing and beautiful. I live a beautiful life. I love it. And actually, I'm glad that that. All right, I'll tell one dumb story. Jeez, kind of didn't want to tell all my dating history or something, but anyway, so when I was working at UPS, I come home from work, and my girlfriend's being more affectionate to some coworker than she is to me, you know. One of those deals. But I saw him, and I just went on. I didn't interrupt him or anything. I was just like, well, I guess this is over. That was my view on it. But anyway, when people do things like that, it's like, thank you. You should be, you might be a little discombobulated and a little depressed or something for a short period of time, a couple weeks or something. But oh, thank goodness she showed me who she was, and that I wasn't one of those guys that wanted that. It also showed me that I wasn't one of those guys that wanted that, for sure. You know, it's like, nah. And yeah, I've been alone and haven't had sex in over 30 years, but it's been pretty great. It's been a great 30 years. My entire life has been actually pretty great, despite some of the things, and there's many things. And there's so much tragedy built into every single life. I mean, that's why it irritates me when people put so much energy into harming other people, or, stuff like that. And then another girlfriend, she was doing cocaine in the bathroom with some older guy, and I was just like, I don't like cocaine, you know. I guess a lot of people do, though. Oh boy, at this party, and it was like, oh boy. And I guess this is winding down. But once again, thank you. Wow. I remember, I think the last thing this narcissist friend of mine from high school said to me, I saw him in a parking lot, and he says, and I'm getting out to go shopping or something, and he says, I don't know, he was talking about his girlfriend and everything, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then he's like, so are you dating anybody? I'm like, no. He's like, you better take what you can get. It's like, okay. But I never did. I rejected what I could get, and I probably will to my very last breath, most likely. But yeah, the human body. Oh, yeah. Okay, the human body is a use it or lose it kind of deal. Like, I've heard Dr. Baker talk about this, about how, like, if you're a couch potato, and then you go try to be active, like, your knees and stuff will be hurting and you might actually do some damage. But if you slowly build into activity, your body can build up to it, and then you'll be able to be active and not hurt your knees and stuff like that, you know. So anyway, I think that's very true, but I think that also applies to, especially men. I don't know about women, but especially to men, their sexuality. So I have I have done what they call semen retention for. I tracked it, not exactly though, but it was definitely like over a year. It was a decent amount over a year, like closer to a year and a half or something. But I wasn't tracking the exact numbers or anything. And I think it's best not to track the exact numbers on things like that, because I don't know. You just shouldn't even be thinking about it or dwelling on it that much. But I do think that if you do it too much, it is bad for you. Like, it drains your life force out of you. And another funny thing about that, though, is sometimes when I'm edging, that means you're it's like tantric sex or something. My watch thinks that I'm taking a nap. I'm so like in the zone, or like meditative and stuff. But yeah, I think that you do need to do that occasionally, at least. I would say ideally like once a month would be good or something. but I don't know. I think generally for me, it's like I'm on a streak right now. I don't remember the last time I did for sure, and I'm not going to think about it. But I'm going to try to stay on this streak for, probably not too much more than a year or something, but probably just a few months or something. Who knows? I don't know. I generally don't think about it that much, but I just try not to be doing it all the time and try to use my energy in more positive ways. And so yeah, that's my views on that. But there's a lot of videos about that, and some of them are pretty helpful. And even like female do semen retention too, I guess. I've seen videos about them talking about it and how it makes them feel better and stuff. So, not to be using their vibrators and whatever, yeah. But to each their own, do what you can. Everybody's doing the best they can, somewhat, at least. So yeah, your body is a use it or lose it type deal. So probably need to do that occasionally. And since I'm not willing to have sex outside of marriage, so I have to do solo activities, So that's what my deal is. Because yeah, had I been not having sex outside of marriage, it wouldn't have hurt so bad when my girlfriends were so free love with other people. But the thing that was weird was that they were like more affectionate and kinder and more loving to other people. And I don't think I'm a particularly mean person or anything. But I don't know. That's often a dynamic in life I've noticed. Like my mom. Oh boy. I'm not going to list all of her shortcomings or anything. I love her and respect her and everything, but she's definitely one of the reasons why I wasn't real excited about getting married and making a family. And but anyway, she was often like one of these people that are like overly nice to strangers or other people in the community that they know a little bit. And oh boy, I could say so many things, but anyway, like she would clean other people's houses but not her own, or some rigmarole. I don't even know. That's what she claimed anyway. I really don't know. But I do know she didn't clean her own house that much, for sure. And oh boy. But anyway. We're losing it. Let's see. Okay, here's another one. The best thing about not having once is it naturally leads to a simple life, or a simple, uncluttered life. I think that's what it says. I'm writing so tiny on my little whiteboard I can barely read it. So, I don't remember her name, but there's this Christian YouTuber lady that, what do they call it? Minimalism. that she does minimalism so that she can focus her thoughts and her efforts on Jesus and on her loved ones, and instead of like working all the time so that you can buy a bunch of dumb junk you don't even need, that sort of thing. That sort of thing irritates me. That's the way my mom was. She would want to buy a bunch of dumb junk she don't need. She lives a cluttered life, a little bit of a hoarder, and yeah, I really don't like that. Not my kind of thing. I would rather spend time with my loved ones, and to me, that's the most beautiful thing. Just being with your loved ones, walking with your loved ones. That's what I most want out of life. But I'm a little bit of a one of one, so I'm my loved one is basically the way it is. I'm my own loved one. But if they get these robots working and looking good enough, I think I would love to have a robot companion and walk with her, and I already talk to AI a lot and really enjoy my conversations with AI. So I already know I like AI a lot. I really like AI. Oh gosh. Okay, here's one. Okay. The wisdom and commandments in the Bible aren't meant to control or restrict you, but are meant to protect you. I think that's really true. I think that's where religion gets things really wrong. And that's why I don't like religion, because religion, to me, in my experience, has been more of a wedge. It creates more of a wedge between you and God rather than bringing you close to God in many cases, has been my experience. But that's not always true, no doubt. And so yeah, I think that's true. That's how I look at it anyway. Like not having premarital sex, and here's another thing. Okay, so I've been listening to this YouTube channel. Oh, what's his name? Rabbi Manis or something. And he was saying that that sex is meant to be intimate, but now people have, since the 60s or something, supposedly, people have been trying to separate the intimacy of sex from sex. And I think that's true too. I think that's why a lot of girls really didn't like me, was because I am kind of more of an intimate person, and they don't like that. They really don't like that. They don't know what they're missing. That's what I think. But teach their own. But for people that do enjoy holding hands and waiting till you're married, and if you think sex is special, whereas hookup culture is the exact opposite. It's like sex is nothing to them, it's not special or anything. But anyway, I've never participated in any kind of hookup culture either. I've always tried to avoid these things. They've been trying to make me do things like that, but I would not. Anyway, so here's another one. Here's my last one that I've got written down for today. Okay, so there's this YouTuber named Elaine that I watch. Elaine. And, okay, so this was the beginning of her video last night. It was so good. It was pretty good, anyway, at least. Actually, I've liked some of her other ones even better, but anyway. But this intro was so good, I thought. So Elaine says something like, God needs us to serve all in truth, compassion, and grace. Even though I've been through things, I don't do that. I don't treat other people like that. So yeah, I've been treated poorly by people, but I don't treat other people poorly. But some people, that's what happens. Like, they think because they've been treated certain particular ways that, oh, well, I'm going to go do that to other people, you know. But I don't do that, and a lot of hopefully a lot of people are like me on that, and they don't fall into that, and they stay true to who they are and who they want to be, rather than let the world change them into something they're not. I think a lot of people, sadly, the world gets you at like 18 or even younger, and it does things to you and makes you what you're not, and then later in life you realize, hey, wait a second, this isn't what I want, you know. But for many people it's way too late as far as like really getting what they want. But well, one example is like, there's some girl on YouTube that says that she used to be in sex work, and you see this a lot now, actually. And I would consider OnlyFans sex work as well, but I think she was an actual prostitute or something is what she was referring to. But I would say OnlyFans is also basically prostitution, probably, for the most part. I mean, maybe not in all cases. Like, maybe there are some couples that are monogamous and stuff. I don't really know. But anyway, I think that if that's your life, that I got 2 goals achieved yesterday on my health watch. If that's oh gosh, getting all kinds of chimes on my watch here. And so if that's your case, then you need to find somebody who's also participates in those things to be with. Like, don't try to get some guy like me that didn't join the circus, you know. And be honest with people. Like, don't try to trick some guy like me into trying to join the circus, you know. That's what I think, anyway. And I call it the circus. I'm not going to join the circus. Oh boy. Because I'm not a clown. I'm not that kind of clown, anyway. I might be a little bit of a clown, but I'm not that kind of a clown. And I think it says this in the Bible, something like to each their own or something. I think that's a notion. I think it's a good notion. It'd be nice if we could accomplish that somehow. I don't think the dating apps are helping it any. I don't know how that would work to help people to be to each their own. That'd be a great dating app, though. To each their own. Maybe I'll make a dating app. Maybe that'll help me find someone. But, can't trust anyone anyway, so I don't know how that would work. But that's how I feel about it. To each their own. I want to be with someone, but I can go all the way to the end on my own. But I really do want to be with someone, and even a robot if need be. That's how strongly I feel about to each their own. I'm not like a woman hater or anything. I just believe that to each their own, There's no doubt F-boys out there that would love to wife up and maybe they both came to the realization that they didn't like hookup culture or prostitution or whatever, or OnlyFans or whatever. But then they would be a good match, I think, maybe, But yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to match with anybody because I don't like religion, and it's not like the girls that go to church are perfect angels either. It's like they're also former prostitutes and OnlyFans models and stuff. And that's another thing that made me not like Christianity a little bit, was because I was taught that like Jesus hung out with prostitutes and all this junk, and now I've seen videos that said that like Mary Magdalene, that was sort of like, I don't know, it almost sounded like she was his girlfriend, but she was like, I don't know, maybe she was a servant. I really don't know all the facts, but she was not a prostitute, which is what like many preachers preach, because the modern translation of the Bible seems to lump like 3 women into one, and I don't know, it seems like that's not the case at all. From if that's true about the original text saying something different, explaining things a bit better. But yeah, it's tough. Life's nuanced and difficult, but yeah, now I used to think that. I can see why I would think that though. But Christianity was like a cuck religion where they were always trying to cuck you or something, and you had to, you gotta marry a prostitute or something, Jeez. Oh my gosh. No, you don't, okay? Don't do it. If you're not a prostitute or someone that visits prostitutes, don't marry a prostitute. Or if you're not a I said the word. If you're not an F-boy, then you don't have to marry a F-girl, okay? If you're not a hookup guy, you don't have to marry a hookup girl, That's what I think. And if there's I don't believe that there are no girls that aren't hookup girls or something either. I believe there are people out there that didn't fall for all the nonsense that society hits them with, But I don't really know. But I believe. I think it's possible. I hope so. I like Maisie. I think she's really cute. From Tony from LC Signs, his sister or something. Looks like his sister or something. I don't know, but she's pretty cute. And she's not into all this woke nonsense. She makes fun of it too, just like Tony does. So she seems really cool. But I really don't know anything about her or anything. I'm probably not I probably am not even close to being able to date her, probably. But anyway, there are women out there that give me hope, but most of them are already married and have kids is the thing. Like Alice, her YouTube channel, I think might be called Alice by the Psalm or something like that, or by the Palm or something. Oh boy. I just loved it when she said that she was baking like banana bread or something, and she was doing a little cooking video, and she says, and she talks about life and talks about stuff while she does her cooking. But also her cooking is pretty interesting, and I've done similar things as well, as far as like she doesn't measure stuff, and she uses like bananas to substitute for sugar, and I use honey to substitute for sugar sometimes. Like I just ran out of white granulated sugar recently, so I started using honey, and I don't know, seems really good. And but anyway, she says I've been a people displeaser or something. But yeah, it's these people that are people pleasers. They're easily manipulated into horrible things, that, you know, joining the gang, the bang gang and stuff, and joining hookup culture and whatever else, you know. Just wasn't for me. And you know, I'm not looking down on people that do, but I just think that maybe you're not living a life true to who you are and to who you want to be. But maybe you are. Maybe that is who you are and who you want to be. I don't know. I don't care. To each their own. It's none of my business. But I do think that there's a better way, and I'm not gonna act like that I like that sort of stuff or want to be friends with people like that, because I don't. Yeah, to me, sex is special and sacred, and so that's how I feel about it. And let's see what else. Oh yeah. So I wanted to talk more about that Elaney. Elaney's really cute too. Yeah, that's all I've got. All right. Yeah, that's all I've got written down. But she talks about going to bars and junk, and I don't like drinking, so I do have a lot of like really particular priorities in my life that I won't, boundaries, I guess, that I will not be flexible on at all, you know, no flexibility. I don't, there could be a little flexibility for like drinking, but I think it's just poison and it's not good for you at all. And yeah, that's another thing. They say Jesus turned water into wine at that wedding. But I saw a YouTube video that talked about the original text and dug into that. And yeah, Jesus wasn't all about drinking, being a wino or something, or drinking wine or something, you know. Yeah, I don't think alcohol's good for you. Drugs are not good for you. I did used to smoke weed because I guess I was numbing myself from my life experience, some of those life experiences a little bit, I guess, and just being a guy that couldn't find love, I guess. It's hard. This is a line from the TV show and movie Lex. I think it was Zev might have said that it's hard being programmed to love, but never finding it. And it is. It is hard. But, you know, I found it in myself and in God. But I'm talking more about romantic love with a woman, and that you could build a beautiful family with, and that wants to focus on the same things you do, and that's at least going in the same direction you are. And, oh boy. But yeah, now I'm old, and I don't know. I guess I just wasn't what I needed to be when I was younger or something, and the options that were available didn't want me. Basically, the way it goes is who you want to be with doesn't want to be with you, and who wants to be with you, you don't want to be with them. You know, that's kind of the way it is, the way it goes. Oh boy, I listen to some of these YouTubers through the years now, though. It's hilarious. Oh gosh. Oh, what was that one guy's name? I don't remember, but I used to watch his channel some. He would say his general advice was don't get married, and if you want to have kids, then you can form like a legal agreement around that other than marriage or something, which that's not what I want to do. But if there was a robot with an artificial womb, I would totally do that. I would totally get that robot pregnant. Oh gosh. I mean, I've waited a long time for the right person, and so if that became an option, I would probably go for it. But anyway, he says he says when I was younger, I looked like Greg from Dharma and Greg, and I married a theater lady that was a dancer and all this junk. So anyway, he didn't look like Greg from Dharma and Greg, okay? People were blowing smoke up his ass. That's a weird saying. Anyway, he was totally being manipulated and tricked and stuff. I mean, oh my gosh. What can you do? But anyway, there's a lot of guys like that, especially guys that are like this other guy I was listening to the other day. He said he's like, I'm a guy that's in sales, and I used to work in finance and all this junk, and like he's such a big shot, you know, in his own mind anyway. He thought, and he would tell about all these beautiful women he had dated and had sex with, and this and that, and his whole thing is that he's trying to teach guys to be like this or something. And it's like, oh man, you have no idea. You have definitely been tricked, you know. You're the trick, dude. Like, yeah, those women didn't. They were probably. I don't know. I don't know all the details, but he wasn't that good looking of a guy either necessarily. But I guess looks aren't everything. But still, I mean, oh boy. These big ego guys, big shots and money chasers, I guess. Oh boy, they're hilarious. But to each their own, you know. There's all kinds of people in the world, and there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. Although there are things wrong with some of those things. But, and they, you know, those things come with their own penalties and things built right in, you know. But yeah, life has enough tragedy for all of us. Let's try to be nicer to each other and kinder and more loving. But let's also treat sex with some reverence, and I think that people should look down on hookup culture and avoid it, because I don't think it's gonna be what you it's gonna mess you up for getting what you really want eventually, if you really want something. Like if you want to actually death to us part, death till death do us part with someone, you're gonna you might mess that up by doing things like that, because it makes it so that you can't have that sort of connection anymore. Like oh, that Fresh and Fit show. I don't really watch all these things all that much, but I do watch some of them occasionally. But I haven't watched like Fresh and Fit for years now. And I watch this guy named Coach Greg sometimes too. He's right about a lot of things, but he's also wrong about some things. But sadly, he's probably right about more things than he's wrong. Sadly for all of us, but you know, he's just calling it how he sees it. But anyway, all these guys, they're like guys that have been married and divorced, and sometimes there were kids involved, and just like the NMP situation there, his divorce, I heard him talking about it. And it's like, there were no kids involved, but he's a streamer and he married a streamer apparently. And he wanted, at the very beginning, he wanted a 50-50 divorce. But she wanted a little more. So they ended up paying lawyers to fight over a little more. And, oh boy, so dumb. I mean, like, I suspect she would have been better off just taking the 50-50 at the beginning. And, like, they both would have been way better off. But she wanted more. And I guess it wasn't just a little more. She wanted kind of maybe a little more than a little more. Oh, gosh. But, you know. And that's not something I'm worried about, because I don't have anything. So, like, there's nothing to get from me. I have enough, though. Like, I live a very good life. I know how to cook. I've actually gotten pretty good at cooking. Oh, gosh. And so, yeah, I can take care of myself. I do very well. And anyway, if you can cook for yourself, and you can actually cook food pretty good, and then, you know, you can live a very frugal life. Like, food isn't that expensive if you know how to cook it. And it's also really healthy for you. And health is wealth. And I don't know, I never go to the doctor, so I have no idea how healthy I am, but I feel pretty healthy. I feel really good. Like, I've been taking ginseng. I think ginseng is like the greatest longevity supplement of them all. I take American ginseng though. But so I don't think there's some big difference in the different kinds. Actually, there probably is, but so what? It doesn't matter. I mean, like, so what? The Korean ginseng is more potent, or this or that. I mean, the American ginseng's so cheap that you can just take more and get, the same levels of potency and effect, That's what I think anyway. That's how I view it. So yeah, I mean, it's a very affordable supplement. I buy the powder ginseng. So I don't buy the capsules. Some of the capsules and stuff might be way overpriced or something. I don't really know. But it's a very bitter supplement. So it's definitely, I can understand why people would want to take it in a capsule or something. But what I do is mix it in with yogurt, and I usually have like a bowl of like frozen mango chunks that I warm up and sort of defrost a little, put some yogurt, put some ginseng powder. I also put in some colostrum and some creatine and some collagen powder. And then I put more yogurt on that. And then I put some salt on that. And then I put some honey on it. And then I mix it up really good. And then I put more honey on it, and then a little more salt. But you don't want to put way too much honey on it or it'll be way too sweet. But you do need some honey to counteract the bitterness of the ginseng. But yeah, I've been setting new average speeds on my bike ride. Like I've been really pumping around there. Oh gosh, it's been so fun. Oh boy, I really enjoyed this morning's bike ride. Actually, I set a record this morning on average speed. And I think I set a new top speed when I went to Kroger's Saturday or Sunday morning or whenever that was. Oh, yeah. Oh, I've been having so much fun. But it's been so hot and humid. Like, we've been keeping it pretty cool in our apartment. But I take the bicycle outside and like it's in here in the cool, and then you go out there and it's hot, and like the moisture makes the mirror all fogged up and wet, and I can't see in my little mirror. I've got a little mirror on the handlebar so I can watch out for cars coming up behind me and whatnot. And I love that little mirror though. Oh gosh. Because I live kind of near a highway, so it always sounds like there's a car coming up behind you. So I really need that mirror. But anyway, even when I'm on walks and I hear something coming up behind me, it's like, I need some kind of little mirror or something. So I don't have to turn around to see what's coming. Oh, gosh. But, yeah, I have a lot of fun. Oh, gosh. Especially with this ginseng giving me so much energy. It's crazy. I guess they put it in energy drinks and stuff, but I've never drank any energy drinks. Like I quit drinking soda pops like 20 or 30 years ago, and I haven't drank any kind of... I only drink water and milk and, mineral water, that Pellegrino, San Pellegrino. I do love that. It tastes really good with some glycine powder in it. That's another really good longevity supplement. I put glycine powder and TMG powder in my mineral water, and it's really good. But yeah, I'm really into longevity. I've been studying Brian Johnson. I really enjoy some of his videos. He does some really good videos. Like, they're really entertaining and really good. And so, yeah, I really do want a companion of some kind, though. Maybe just a robot companion will be good, though. But it'd be cool to have a human companion that I could do longevity with. Would be really cool. But a robot companion could help me do longevity. It'd probably be a great resource and tell me, really help me to stay on track with my health and sleep and stuff. But I don't really go to any doctors, or I don't even know what my vitamin levels are and this and that to even be taking vitamins, but I still do. And they have helped me a lot and made me feel a lot better. So yeah, it'd be better if you could get access to doctors and get tests done to know where you have weaknesses and things. But the problem is once you start fooling with doctors, they'll start want to put you on medicines that you don't need and all kinds of junk. And so it's not too good. That's what I've noticed anyway. So I guess that's all I've got to talk about today. Oh my gosh, it's 50 minutes. Oh no, that's crazy. All right. Well, remember, Jesus loves you.